Hi, I'm Dr. Keith Johnson. I got a note the other day from somebody that I'd spoken at a community meeting, and it was a few businessmen. They were all dressed up in ties and what have you, which is formal. I don't see it too formal these days. But after I had finished speaking to him, I got a note handed me in my hand from a businessman who didn't want anybody to see that he put the note in my hand, and I could tell that he was anxious not to show them either. Well, you never know what you're getting handed there, so since he wanted his own privacy, I waited till everybody was gone, and as I was getting in the car, I looked at the little note, and it said, "I'm so unhappy with life, I don't know how to change or make me happy. Can God do that?" Well, that's a big question. Can God make you happy? I'm not sure that's the right place to go. Now, it's not the wrong place to go, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with going to God and asking Him to make you happy. In fact, especially in the New Testament, God seems to be extremely concerned about your life. But not only the New Testament, the Old Testament shows times where His prophets and His people were constantly looking for happiness, and God never left them. He constantly guided them to happiness. So yeah, I'd say that if you need some happiness and you need some answers to some problems, the place you go to is God, and you ask for guidance. Now there are times when I've been very unhappy with life, and God has spoken to me during those times, and He said to me things like, "Get out, go, disappear, do something else." Now He said that very clearly to me many times, and I've done it. I've had to do it from time to time. And then sometimes He says, "Stay, but," and there's always the but there. I never know what the but is going to be, but it's always clear and it's always understood. I'm supposed to finish whatever it is that I'm doing or carry out my responsibilities, and then try to listen to God to see what He wants me to accomplish. But out of all that I'm trying to say to you, the one thing that I'm trying to make clear, that is clear to me and hard for me yet to understand, is there's a very good chance that you need to learn to say no more than you say yes. One of the things I've encountered in many of the people that I've worked with is they're so busy trying to please people, and they're so busy saying yes to everything going on, that they don't know how to say no and let things pass. In my case, I'm doing too much. People come and they ask me to do things. Next thing you know, I've learned this the hard way, I'm doing things for them. And then I suddenly realize that my schedule is packed with the things I said yes to that I'm trying to help them with, and I can't fill my own day because my day is squandering in filling the hours that I'm supposed to do trying to help these people, trying to be, like we would say, too Christian, if that's possible. This is my point. Learn to say no. Say no to some things. You don't have to do everything. I am not the Savior. I am not the Messiah. I work for Him, but I don't do as good a job. I'm trying to help as best I can, but one of the most important things I can do is be selfish to what is going on around me. Now, people have gotten pretty mad at me because sometimes I'm quick to say no. But no is simply a way to draw the fences and to carry out the borders that you want to draw your ranch and make it work. Sometimes saying no is extremely important. You have a plan for the day, you remind yourself what you want to achieve, and then you learn to say no to people that are calling. Telephone salesmen drive me nuts. I very often hang up on telephone salesmen. Sometimes I have to, because I'm busy with somebody else, I'm talking to somebody else, or I'm doing something else, and if I keep talking to them on the phone, I'll never get it done. So there are people and places that you need to say no. And indeed, I wouldn't have gotten in some of the scams that I've gotten in trouble wise if I simply had said no on the phone right away. Learn to say no. Learn to say no to anything that is not in alignment with your goal. Anything that somehow, including desires, your friends, anything else that doesn't fit with what you want to try to accomplish. Teach them to respect your routine, working time, that you have certain interests and goals that you want to accomplish. They shall have to call them back. You'll have to talk to them later because you need to get something done. And don't embarrass yourself. Don't keep giving excuses. I'm sorry, I'm very busy now. I'll take your phone and I'll call you later. Or you call me back in the afternoon if you want. Or call me in 3 days. Or what have you. My point is, say no. Draw some lines. Say, I don't want to get involved in this discussion because I'm involved counseling a client or trying to help somebody in some way, shape, or form. Say no. Say no to the kids. Say no to your relationships. Say no to wherever it is that you think you're tempted to go. Say no to that new car or that new house until you're sure it's the time for you to get it. And be sure that that's what you need and that's what you want. You've got to teach people to respect your routine and your working time, and that your interests and goals matter. Also, do not embrace excuses. They help you feel comfortable in your weakness. Put your weakness aside and say, no, I'm not going to get involved in that thing because I'm busy doing something else. Now remember this, you can say no politely. You don't have to be mean. You can simply make it very clear that you've got a certain direction you want to go, and that's what you want to accomplish, and could we please talk about this some other time? Now that's easier said than done, I know, but it's necessary for you and me to get accomplished what we want by saying, no, I don't have the time right now. No, this is not what I'm involved in. What is it that you want to accomplish? And does that discussion help you accomplish it that day? If not, write it down. You want to talk to somebody about it later? Put it on a piece of paper and then tell them to call them. And remember to call them, but you don't have to call them. You can say, no, I just don't want to talk about this. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with no. And believe me, there are plenty of things that God has said no to you about. Listen to him. No means no.